Yeah, well, Dick had his on and off, you know, as a band leader, and he loved Fats Waller. He wrote wonderful notes to the only Don Lambert real collection on CD. Like I said earlier, you know, he was such a great writer. But he put together a little band that he called his Wallerites, and had Herman Autry on trumpet, and Gene Cedric, and I forget who was on bass and drums. I don't think, did he use Al Casey on guitar? I think maybe once in a while he did.
I think he used them on the Wallerites. I think
Yeah.
there's a section called Friends of Fats that Al may be on.
Well, on the record that they made for Prestige, I believe, has Duty on drums, and this was not a good match. Dick was very unhappy with that. He did not like the way that record came out, and he blamed it just between friends, not publicly, on Zudi, because he did not have the right kind of rhythm for, you know. The producer put him in there. He wanted somebody else. He wanted his regular drummer. So, but I had the pleasure of being able to present that band at the Museum of Modern Art, and there exists not in very good sound, but there exists a set of it, if I can find it. It was actually broadcast for a while. Those concerts were broadcast by the Armed Forces Radio, and somewhere there've got to be, you know, people who, if there's anybody out there who sees this, who has anything, let me know. But the concert came off well. Dick was a good band leader when he had a chance to do that. And of course he was a wonderful solo performer, not only because of his great playing, but also his witty and informative introductions and the way he put programs together. He went to Canada quite a bit. He was very well liked in Toronto, but he never, you know, he really didn't get enough recognition. People who were in the know, you know, knew about him, but he did appear on TV a few times. There was one big television show that had like a history of ragtime and stuff. It had U.B. Blake on it, and Dick, and I forget who else. And who was the guy? Oh my, I get so bad with names. Famous conservative writer.
Buckley.
William Buckley. Buckley had a TV show. Buckley was a big fan of Dick's. Wellstood, they didn't have the same politics, but he was a big fan of his. And he did a show with Dick and Billy Taylor talking about jazz, and what he had in mind was that they would, you know, represented the different aspects of the music. And it was an interesting show, but didn't quite come off, you know. They respected each other, but I think both of them kind of held back a little bit, and really, certainly I think Dick did, had strong opinions about the music. Dick was very open to it. Among other things, he loved Junior Mance. When Junior Mance did his first LP, he told me, he said, "You got to get that." That's so he was by no means limited in his taste. I have collected at the Institute almost everything I could find that Dick wrote the columns, and for a while when he lived in New Jersey, there was a nice editor of Asbury Park paper who was a jazz fan, and Dick had the notion, he always got funny ideas. He decided he wanted to be a reporter, so he covered stuff like fires and so on in the paper. In the Asbury Park Journal. So I collected a lot of that stuff, and I would like to have the time to put it all together, and I think it would make an interesting book if I could find a publisher for it. But nowadays you can put stuff out in cyberspace. I'm glad you mentioned his daughter, because then I would have somebody I could talk to about rights and stuff. There's enough there. It won't be a big fat book, but there's enough with the liner notes and the columns and